NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. 91. No chance. 66. Bullet high. Let it go.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And 4 at the 27-yard line.
Ready.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
Running right. It's a handoff to Gordon. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Let's go.
A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Let's go.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Hey.
Brissett sets to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
New Mike 52, Mike 52.
Topper. Single.
Gordon.
25, check 25, check 25.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So following the run by Gordon, here's first and 10.
Yo. Motion. Exit.
Brissett. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more where I came.
Set. Ready. 1590. 61. Match box. Right.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Come on now. Let's go.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's some, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now Gordon. And an alley to run. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go. Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10. Lobo.
Check the outs. Check the outs. Check the outs.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Check 53.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Guys, it's game.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
go. Now they walk.
Gut.
Ready, go. Rotate. Spell.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
West.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Watch the ship.
Charlie.
Watch the ship.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Campbell making the catch. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Check the backer.
My game.
H3. 218.
52.
They'll run with the former Ole Miss Rebel, Jordan Wilkins. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he goes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
My game.
Danny.
Echo.
They just get the play off. Now Brissett. Catch made here by Campbell. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Watch the screen.
Kill. Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown of the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Rabbit. You go touch.
It's Mixon on the counter. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, here we go.
Hot seven.
They'll set up to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Let's go, boys.
How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0, our score.
Switch up. Bang. Tighten up.
Nixon with a first down carry.
Go, run.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
To 6. Bullet. Ha. Shut up.
On second down, here's Mixon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
Hold the look, hold the look, hold. Hey, 58 is the mic. Going 58's the mic. Let it go.
They'll set up a throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 34-yard line.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over.
Here we go.
They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the screen.
Mike 8, Mike 8.
Check.
Mike 8, Mike 8.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Here's Brissett. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Okay, check it. We got Mike 52 right here. Mike 52.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught them off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Keep playing hard.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Joe Mixon. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
58, boys, 58. 58, it's Mike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go. Here we go again. Here we go again.
He'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score, Colts 17, Bengals 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Here we go. Go to base.
Crunch time, defense. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
Looking to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
DJ Reader there on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready. Get the plan.
Let's go, D.
We got yo. Double time.
Out. 3 down. 3.
Smoke. 52's the mic. Watch Mike.
Brissett.
52.
I got you.
Got an open man. That's Campbell. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Get ready.
And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Okay, baby, I see you.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
My 52.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Where's 52?
Play fake. Brissett.
I got you, boy.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Match box. Right.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
We gonna work.
At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Well, when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Ready. 10, Tuscan. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Brissett to throw on first. This one into the hands of Burton. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
My game. Watch the slats.
Check 22, jet bomber. 22,
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played the responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Throw left side here complete to Campbell. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. He'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One man in the backfield, that's Gordon, 2nd and goal.
All right, here we go. Off.
Mike, 8. Y'all not ready. My game, my game.
Eddie Weber. Hustle. Screen. Slam, slam, slam. What? Twin.
They'll try to run this one in. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the one.
That's it, baby.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a third time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
This Bengal defense, they passed the first two tests. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Right over there, right over there.
Go.
58, right there.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check it go.
Now back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
X3. 218. Zoom.
Here's Brissett. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays down.
T.Y. Hilton, nobody to beat. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this, saying, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
58 to Mike, 58. 58.
Delta.
I'm coming.
Second and 5. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
That's it. Here we go.
Out of the gun now on third down. He'll rifle this one deep right. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off right around the 43. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Again, it's Mixon. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run on first down. Wilkins, and only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the pass.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Reset on the keeper. A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much